Hey everyone, this is Tommy Black, and welcome to 5 or More Questions, episode number 33. On this show, I talk with artists about their current projects, stories they've never told before, and their connection to the Viper Room on the Sunset Strip. Today we're talking to Simon Rex, a.k.a. Dirt Nasty. So here we go.
'Cause I'm better than you. 'Cause I'm better than you. 'Cause I'm better than you. 'Cause I'm better than you.
Hey Simon.
Hey Tommy.
How's it going, man? Where are you located right now?
I'm in Santa Cruz, California, baby.
Ooh, I love Santa Cruz.
Yeah, I just had a show up here, so I'm driving back tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Were you at, was it at what, the Catalyst or something like that? What venue?
Yeah.
Catalyst.
Yep. You know it. That's the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the spot still. Wow. Yeah.
Still. Yeah.
Cool. Well, you're playing a Viper Room on Friday the 18th. We're excited about that.
Me too.
I mean, it's not the first time you've played the Viper Room, and that's what I want to ask you about. Like, how did you start out, jamming with, like, Mickey and stuff like that? You guys writing together. I remember shows way back when from that.
Yeah, so, okay, well, I'll give you the cliff notes because it's kind of a crazy long story, but basically the short abridged version is I was just making beats because I started off as a producer. And so I've made beats as a hobby for years. And I would just, kind of like was never trying to really do it for a living. It was just a hobby. And a buddy of mine who was always in and out of prison would always tell me, like, yo, you got to meet these rappers that I went to high school with. And he was talking about Andre Legacy and Mickey Avalon.
Cool.
And I kept telling him, I'm like, I don't want to meet any rappers. I'm just doing it for fun. And they didn't want to meet me either. So finally, he forced us to all meet, and we just hit it off, and I started making music for Mickey and Andre Legacy in my spare bedroom. Fast forward to me handing out burned CDs at nightclubs to, like, Leonardo DiCaprio and all these big... I would just go out to all the Hollywood hotspots, and I'd hand out the CDs. It's like 03, 04.
Wow.
And I would hand out CDs, and eventually it got in the hands of our manager, Kevin Wolf, who was like, what is this shit? I got to sign this. And then Mickey signed up. We signed. Mickey signed with Interscope. Did that first big deal with Interscope and MySpace Records, and then the rest is history. So it all kind of started there, just fucking around,
Right. And did you produce early stuff, or you also did stuff with Cisco back then, right?
Yeah, Cisco and I produced and wrote a lot of that stuff with Mickey. I produced the song My Dick and rapped on that one with Mickey, and then I helped. Like, a lot of the songs that Mickey did originally were demos that we did at my place, and then once Interscope Records got involved, and other producers came around, he would sort of redo the songs that we did on different beats. So I kind of just co-produced it and wrote a lot of it with him, just fucking around.
Cool.
And
now,
yeah, that's how it went.
I've been at Viper Room a minute, and I remember, like, Whitestarr and all that whole scene at the. Do you remember those days?
Fuck yeah, we would do shows with them all the time at the Malibu Inn and Viper Room and Roxy. It was the Hollywood thing. There was only a few places to play,
right?
And there was a whole scene. I'd say like 05, like the mid 2000s. There was a cool little Hollywood music scene happening.
I mean, all you guys, and then Beardo later, and then all of it. I mean, it was just a really cool. The club was packed with really cool people, and it was an intense event. You got Roy Orbison's kid and Whitestarr, Orbi.
Yeah, Orbi. Yeah, Orbi. Yeah.
Yeah, and just all good people. Yeah, I was there. I was working. I'd always work those nights. They were good nights. It was
Yeah, that was a really magical time. It was a magical time because it was before the world got too crazy with smartphones and with social media. So there was sort of the last era of when you really had to hear about something to go, oh, have you heard of these guys? Everything wasn't being shared from your phone.
Yeah.
It was a special time. There was magic in the air. I think it was the end of the Sunset Strip Hollywood era, to be honest. And I was just glad we squeezed in there because now, it's hanging on by a thread. I went to see Mickey play, or I played with them at Viper the other night, and it was magic in there. And it felt so good to go to Sunset Strip and then walk across the street to the Rainbow afterwards and have a drink. And I was just like, dude, this is like the old days. I missed this. It was so surreal. It was so surreal doing it again, but it was just cool to see Mickey fill up that place, and the magic was in the air, and everyone had a good time.
Yeah, you guys killed it, and I was there for that one too. Yeah, you guys, it was just great. The energy was great, and not much has changed in that club actually. I mean, it's got a lot of the same tables and stuff in there, same wood, so it's gonna feel the same.
Oh yeah, that little green room in the back it's just the vibe is still exactly the same. I've been going to that place for over 20 years, and it feels like you said. It's like a time capsule.
What do you think of when you think of the Viper Room?
First things I think of is obviously the back in the day, way back in the day. You think of River Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's sort of the and Johnny Depp. And you think of the 90s. At least that's how my brain goes back to that era.
Yeah.
I wasn't around in the 80s in L.A. I was around in the mid-90s, so I just remember that scene when it was, just crazy on Sunset Strip. And then I remember, it's the sound. It's the sound in there. It's so good because of the size of the venue and the acoustics and how intimate it is when you're on stage and you look to the left and you got those booths and they're eye level with you. And then to the right, there's something about the flow in there. It's got a real good, I don't know if it was by design, but whatever happens in that room feels very intimate. And you could just, when you rock a show there and it's as good as it gets. I mean, I was still tripping at how fucking fun it was the other night. I did not know what to expect. We still do well on the road. Me and Mickey go on the road. And, we sell 500 tickets here or there, so it still does well. Mm-hmm. But L.A. is L.A. is always a tough city to get people to come out, and there's so many options for people. And as your fans get older, they don't go out as much. So it's really cool to see people in L.A. still coming out. That's really special to me.
No, Viper loves you guys up there. And it's going to be just like that on Friday. It's going to be packed,
Oh, yeah. We're bringing it. So I got Mickey, I got Andre Legacy, I got Beardo, I got Smoov E, who's sort of a newer addition to our group. He's one of these guys that opened up for me and Mickey a few years ago, and I immediately was like, oh, dude, you're one of us. And he moved in with me. We did a whole album together. So we'll be performing a song off my album called Swerve, which went viral. It was like our big song. He's going to do a song with me, and then Mickey's going to come out at the end and, do a couple songs with me. So it's going to be like 2007 all the fuck over again.
Very, very cool. Stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, You do a lot besides, you've accomplished a lot musically, but you do you wear a lot of other hats. I saw you I was looking around, and I saw you do a podcast with, you were doing one with Charlie Sheen, right?
Yeah. I've just met I do a podcast called Nervous Rex, and It comes out every Wednesday, and I've just met so many people over the years between, working in Hollywood and the music industry, and I've just working at MTV back in the day. I've met so many people over the years.
Yeah.
That I figure, oh fuck, I should, everybody and their mom is doing a podcast. I should do one too.
Totally.
Fuck it, because that's where I started. I started off at MTV back in the day interviewing people. I interviewed Tupac, I interviewed Howard Stern. I interviewed everyone back in the day that was at MTV. So I was like, dude, I could do this. So I just started doing it again. It's a little rusty at first, but I'm starting to get that instrument back, and I basically over the years, I've met so many cool people. I hit them up. I'm like, dude, just give me 1 hour. Let's talk some shit. So I just have on interesting people, famous or not famous, and it's starting to, just in like 6 months, I'm just getting it off the ground. Yeah.
Cool. And you got quite the Rolodex,
Yeah, dude. I know a lot of famous people and interesting people, and a lot of scumbag weirdo drug dealer dudes and fucking, pimps and hookers and all that kind of shit. So.
Cool. All right. I heard your new stuff with Mickey, that I'm Better Than You. That's freaking awesome. That's a great,
Oh yeah, we did that. We did that 3-song EP to put out when we did our last tour. Like every year we go on tour, and we like to put out at least a couple songs to give to the fans to do new music.
Uh-huh.
So we put that out at the beginning of the year, went on tour, and it's always good to put out new shit. To be honest though, you know how it works. Everybody just wants to hear the classics. Like, when we go to do the show, people want to hear 1980, My Dick, Jane Fonda, Mr. Right. They don't want to hear the new shit. It's just like, and I'm not comparing us to the Rolling Stones by any means, but I know, as a fan, when you go see the Rolling Stones, you don't want to hear their new shit. You want to hear the classics. So luckily we did enough music over the years that all we do is play the old songs, and that's all anybody wants to hear anyway. So I don't feel like I got to put out too much new music. I do it once in a while. It's that people just want to hear the shit they grew up on or that they remember from 10 years ago. So luckily we got that no matter what in the bank, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and you're pleasing them. Some people, they play and they don't want to play any of the hits because they're tired of playing them. You know what I mean? Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, Radiohead. Dude, I went and saw Radiohead in Miami, and I was so pumped. It takes a lot for me to go see live music. Like,
right.
For me to go see live music, I really got to like the band to go pay all that money and stand around with a bunch of people and deal with fucking waiting in line at the bathroom and all that bullshit. So I got to really like a band to see them live. So I went to see Radiohead in Miami. I was pumped. I didn't know one song they played. And then they almost do it like, fuck you, we're going to do what we want. It's like, well, why don't you make the fans happy? I was bummed.
Yeah, they should have a disclaimer, huh?
Yeah, so I just make sure when I go do a show, like I could tell, like as soon as I get on stage, the fans are going 1980. I'm like, dude, don't worry, we'll get there. I can't start with it. We got to earn it,
Yeah, no, it's the good thing.
That's just how it goes.
It's the good thing to do,
Yeah, so you got to think about your audience. You really do. You can't just be selfishly like what you want to do. Like it's for the fucking fans. I'm just super pumped to do this show at Viper because I'm just stoked to perform with my boys in my backyard. It's a funny thing though because when you do a show in your hometown, it ends up being so much work because you got to fucking you have all your friends hitting you up going, hey, can I get +1 and can I get da-da-da? What are you doing after the show? Blah, blah. And it turns into more work than it is. Like when you go on the road and I'm doing a show in Phoenix, I fucking just go do it and leave. But when you're in LA, it turns into, okay, I got to pick my top friends who I'm going to put on the list.
Yeah.
And then some people are going to get their feelings hurt. And then I was just going to, dude, it's 2019. If you can't afford $20 in 2019, then fuck off. So I have to end up telling people, just buy a ticket.
It's like it turns into a wedding. It turns into a freaking birthday party or something. It's stressful.
It's stressful, but I'm learning. It's like
it's all good.
I no matter how many times, because I do like 1 or 2 shows in LA a year.
Yeah,
and you'd think I'd be used to it by now, but this is what happens: is like the day of the show, you get your friends hitting you up that haven't hit you up, going, "Hey, can I come?" And you're like, "Dude, if you would have hit me up a week ago, I would have had room on the list, but now you got to buy a ticket." Oh, come on, man! Fuck you, suck a dick. Oh, suck my dick in the bathroom. Oh yeah.
Hey man, and it starts with, "Hey man, how you been?"
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I know where you're going with this. Yeah, totally.
Yep. Well, there's room for them. Tell them to come out.
Yeah. No,
there's not.
And that's the thing.
Yeah. I don't think. Actually, there might not be room for them. I'm looking. I haven't got to look at pre-sale. There might not be room for them. So you're gonna have a stressful day.
Well, I already got about 20 people outside of my super intimate crew that are buying tickets. So they're gonna bring a friend.
Yeah.
So I'm even gonna end up bringing probably close to 40 or 50 people, just me by myself. So I think we'll fill it up, and that room gets pretty. Even like that room is, it's not the biggest one.
You guys pack that place always. It's going to be like, it's a good thing, and like you said, it's intimate for the band as the performer, but it's also intimate for the crowd. That's the thing, and it's a big happy scene there when it'll be great.
Yeah, love it.
No worries about getting your buddies in.
And I will try not to get too drunk before I hit the stage so I can be a professional. That's another thing that's tricky is you got to know exactly how much to drink at the right time. And then sometimes, you go to do a show and they're like, oh, we're going to push you back 30 minutes. And you're like, fuck, I just drank the right amount and now I'm going to drink more. So that's one thing I've learned is how to balance the drinking out. Didn't work out last night. I had a show in Santa Cruz with this guy, Young Gravy, who's some big new young rapper. It's okay if you don't know who he was. I didn't know who he was until a couple months ago, but he's like the new dude. And it's funny. He's like a 24-year-old rapper. He's this, kind of white, skater kind of looking kid. And he's just huge right now. I mean, the guy's like a big rapper. And he says he looks up to me and he's like, I want you to be my sensei and teach me the way. So I went and opened up for him last night, and I made the mistake of drinking too much tequila. So, sometimes that went the show didn't suffer, but I feel like shit today.
You were a bad sensei. Dude. Bad sensei.
Yeah, I was a bad sensei. Yeah, I was. But I was a good sensei because then there was other social activities going on that I did not partake in, so I was a good role model.
Good sensei. All right. And what?
Yeah, exactly. Alcohol's legal, dude. Yeah, I just did all the legal shit.
Keep it legal. Wait, real quick on that. You like LMFAO, you have these buddies that help you, you help them. All you got, even, your earlier scenes with these people, with Cisco and everybody, it seems to be a reoccurring theme.
Yeah, well, everybody did help each other. I remember when LMFAO, before they even formed the band, when Red Foo was, asking me if he could be in my rap video for 1980, and I put him in my video. And then when he blew up, he goes, dude, don't think I forgot when you put me in the video when I was a nobody, boom. He puts me on a song with them that we did called I Can't Dance that got on the radio and all this shit. So, yeah, everyone helped everyone, Cisco, Swayze, it was like a crew that all came up together and it was like a LA sound. It was interesting. It had its sound. Everything sounded somewhat similar because everyone was working with each other, and it was just a vibe that I don't feel. Either I'm old or it changed, but I don't feel that vibe in LA anymore. So that's why we got to make sure to come rock there and bring that vibe back, because 10 years. Fuck, this was only 10 years ago, but it feels like a lifetime ago that was the era.
Yeah. Well, it really wasn't that long ago, but yeah. But you bring it. You bring it. Well, thanks for thanks for everything, man. It's really good talking to you.
I appreciate it. I'll see you on Thursday at Soundcheck. Are you going to be there at Soundcheck, or where to do the show?
I'll be there most likely at Soundcheck and the show. I'm working that night for sure.
Okay. Right on. I look forward to it. Thanks again, bro.
We'll take care of you. All right. See you. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to 5 or More Questions with Tommy Black on your favorite podcast app, and visit viperroom.com for upcoming shows. Wow, these new Music One headphones sound really great.
I love you, it's true. I'm always gonna be a little better.